Live from the local liquor store to your living room, it's Transformers News with your host, YouTube's most outspoken alcoholic and worldly wino, the dashing and debonair Drunken Prime. Thank you all. Let's go ahead and gather around. Let's grab a seat and let's get into the news. You know, every now and then I feel like after a few drinks, I feel like I'm psychic. And and it just, because sometimes things just come to fruition. Now, I did a previous video for my wish list for Autobots for Studio Series 86. And I said my biggest thing I wanted, my biggest wish out of all of them was I wanted Dinobots. I wanted the Dinobots. I wanted the collection of the Dinobots. And, you know, in that video, I pleaded, and it seems like it's finally come to fruition. It seems like, well, we're going to get that with this figure. We're getting a Studio Series 86 Leader Class Slag. I mean, what up? This is awesome. And the best thing about that is that in the video, in my wishlist video, I said, hey, I would take a Leader, 2 Voyagers, and a Deluxe, or maybe 2 Leaders, or maybe 2 Voyagers, 2 Deluxes. Just give me the Dinobots. And it looks like we're getting 2-scale Dinobots. Like, they're not gonna, it doesn't even look like they're cheaping out on this. I mean, the scale on this looks fantastic. He's going to be pretty much neck and neck, head to toe with Grimlock, which is what the Dinobots are supposed to be. The Dinobots are supposed to be big figures. They're not supposed to be, kind of like maybe the size of Hot Rod, maybe the size of Inferno, maybe. No, they're supposed to be big, giant figures. Remember, in the original cartoon, they would fight Devastator. Like, they went up against Devastator, which, other than Omega Supreme, was the big bot in town, and they took on Devastator on a consistent basis. Because they were big, they were strong, they were burly, they just ready to attack. And even in the 86 movie, they took on Devastator. Optimus had full confidence in their ability to destroy Devastator. And even though in the movie Devastator wrecked them, I mean, he super kicked Grimlock. he picked up a sludge and threw him, just like came down full double barrel elbow, or like just double pumped him and just picked him up and just tossed him like he was like a child. And finally Slag finally got him down, but then he in happenstance took out Swoop. So I mean but what's so cool about that is, like, they were big bad dudes. Like, they were bigger than Optimus Prime, which they should have been. You know, they were bigger than pretty much all the Autobots except Omega Supreme. They were gigantic Autobots in the first season. Jetfire, throw in Jetfire, Skyfire, throw that in as well. Throw him in. They weren't as big as him. They weren't supposed to be as big as him. But other than that, they were the big boys in town. And they were awesome because they filled a void in a lot of young kids' lives in the 80s, because dinosaurs were a big thing. People don't remember that a lot of kids really enjoyed dinosaurs, and to have dinosaur transformers was just it was amazing. I mean, it was fantastic, especially for me. I really was I'm a dinosaur fanatic. I have the fossilizers. I love the fossilizers. I love Beast Megatron. I adore that figure. So I'm all in on this. I'm all in on it. The scale looks correct. It looks great. He looks like he's just just a tiny bit smaller than Grimlock. Just a smidge smaller than Grimlock, which is what he's supposed to be. And so if we can get that scale, can you imagine just Swoop? Just having a leader class Swoop would be out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. I think it would be so cool to have that. My only gripe with what I've seen is, for some god-awful reason, they keep putting these mini figures in with the Dinobots. And in this case, it looks like they're going to put Daniel in with Slag. And I don't get it. I mean, I understand for display purposes, strictly display purposes, Wheelie was okay, strictly for display purposes. But if you don't want to display that wheelie is ending up in a drawer, or in my case, in a Ziploc bag full of discarded weapons that I don't use, or discarded accessories I don't use. So to have Daniel be with Slag, I don't get it. That part I don't get. I feel like they could have utilized that differently in the budget to create, maybe give him a sword, or give him the sword that Grimlock needed compared to the Masterpiece figure. The little mini statue figure that goes with them for posing purposes. Okay, if that's what you want, then you know what? Hey, God bless. I mean, personally, I think this is going to end up next to Wheelie, either in a Ziploc bag, or it's going to end up with something my son plays with. Like, he just is sort of a stagnant figure that he just kind of runs around with, and just can kind of just throw and destroy for all it's worth, because I don't really care too much for that accessory figure that doesn't bend. The knees can't even bend. So I mean, if Daniel's knees can bend, we're talking something different. If Daniel could transform, that's something different. But as of right now, I just feel like he's going to just be another just sort of stagnated figure that's going to just not do anything. So I mean, other than be posable with the figure, if you have the option, if you want the option. But with that said, this is something I've been looking forward to, and I'm happy to be right in this instance, because me being right in this instance is a benefit to the community, to the collector community. I'm so happy for us collectively, especially people who are Dinobot fans. This is a great day. This was a great leak, and it just shows that the future is still looking hella bright for us in the collector community. But with that said, be safe, be good, and this is the Drunken Prime, cracking open another beer and signing off.